Hello, how's it going? I'm Allison. Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm sharing one habit that we all need to ditch. I'm making this at the end of 2020, so maybe we can leave this habit in 2020 as we move forward into 2021. But if you're watching this in the future, hello time traveler. It's a timeless message. We can leave this message, we can leave this habit behind at any time. Hopefully, all the time. So, initially, this habit that I wanted to share, that I want us to leave behind, initially I wanted to say it was minimizing our emotions. But thinking about that further, the habit that I think we should leave behind is general disrespect of our emotions. So, what I mean by that is thinking about our emotions as inconveniences, as things that get in the way of us doing things, of us living life, and not seeing them as what they are, which are messengers. They're messengers telling us what we value, what we desire, what's lacking, what needs are going unmet, and what changes need to be made in our lives. So they're messengers, and rather than minimizing them, thinking, oh, okay, this is just some silly emotion, it's all in my head, I can just get over it, or like, I only want to feel this one emotion, and all the other ones suck, I want nothing to do with them. Or thinking, what can I do to get over this emotion? To just shove it aside and not feel it because it's an inconvenience. Rather than any of that, feel our emotions. If they're negative, feel them to heal them and think of them as messengers. Think of them as lessons. They're trying to communicate something to us again, like in the reconnecting with our bodies video that I made recently. What are we? We're not our body, we're not our emotions. Our bodies and our emotions communicate to us whatever it is that we are, and they're trying to teach us lessons. So I think that a reason why a lot of us naturally think of emotions as inconveniences is because when we were growing up, we weren't given space for feeling our emotions, for processing them. So, for example, maybe you were feeling really sad or angry for some reason and you were told to get over it. Or you maybe voiced your upset and it wasn't resolved. It was never nurtured and handled and resolved. And so you found it pointless to process your emotions over time, or you found that you were given more love if you felt happy emotions. So maybe something happened in your childhood that didn't encourage and nurture you and your emotions when you were feeling them. And also, we aren't given time to process our emotions. We feel like we have so much to do and not enough time in the day to do it all. But really, on Earth, we're here to be, to experience Earth, to experience life on Earth as a human. And part of this being, this experience on Earth, is emotions and is being in touch with this grounded, earthy being that we are embodied in, whether that is our body, our emotions, where we end and all of this stuff begins. That's a part of our experience right now. And while we do want to do things, like we all want to accomplish certain things and make changes, I think feeling our emotions is a really important thing to do, and not something that we are encouraged to do ever by anyone. Barely, maybe here and there we are, right? Like here on this little corner of the internet, I'm encouraging you guys to do that. But by far and large, most people say we gotta do and not feel. Just there's not enough time for that. And then there's all these other things, like boys aren't supposed to feel things. We aren't supposed to feel things if we're working. We're not supposed to feel things if someone else is going through a tough time. Society puts all of these weird standards and guidelines on feeling, on what we're supposed to be doing, and when we should do it, and when we should feel it, and how we should be, when the truth is that is all resisting the flow of natural life, of just being who we are right now, feeling as we do right now. Are you guys getting the chills? Do you feel it? I have the chills right now. Not like really chills, just like I feel in flow, and that's like the biggest lie of all time, that we should anything. Really, all we're doing and all we should do is be. Just be. And obviously there's like things that we need to do to be, especially in this day and age, in every day and age, to be safe and meet our needs. But that kind of brings us back into the conversation from far out town, from outer space. Look at Kitty with little planets on it. Anyways, okay, let's rein it back in. Come on, back to the conversation. Emotions and our body, like the other video I made recently. Emotions are messengers. Feelings that we have are messengers. And if we are in the present moment, feeling, we will know what we want, what we need, based on how we feel. And then we will naturally act on it. I think it's all of these suppressed emotions and these shoulds that weigh us down and confuse the absolute heck out of us, that keep us from following that flow of our emotions and naturally being. So that was kind of intense. I didn't realize that it was even that intense of a thing until I said it out loud. Crazy. So moving further beyond the explanation of this conversation, what we've been doing, judging our emotions, suppressing our emotions, ignoring them, that works until it doesn't. Until one day we feel nothing, or we burst with feelings and everything is a mess around us, not only inside but externally as well. It works until it doesn't, and I have come to a place, my gosh, where that doesn't work anymore. And I think that you'll know if you're there too, or if you're close, if it's just not working for you anymore. So what do we do instead? I invite you to build a relationship with your feelings. And that means, as you would build a relationship with anything else, rather than ignoring them or being too busy for them, give them the time of day that they deserve, because they exist, and so naturally, like, hello, give light to them, give them attention. Your emotions, by they, I'm personifying them a little bit. And nurture them as you would want to be nurtured, okay? And also, don't identify with them, because in a relationship, obviously, being codependent and enmeshed, it makes fuzziness, makes blurriness. It doesn't work. So you want to be your own entity and realize that this feeling that you're feeling isn't you. You aren't this. You aren't sad. You're feeling sad. You aren't anxious. You're feeling anxious. You aren't fear. You're feeling afraid. You aren't even happy. You're feeling happy. And build a relationship, a nurturing relationship of allowing them space, these feelings in your life experience, because they're going to be a part of your life experience, whether you allow them or not. It's just smoother if you go with the flow, if you let them be too. If you want to go a step further, I say thank them, feel grateful for whatever's there, whatever you're feeling, and then try to learn from them. What are they telling you? So an example that I have for you that was the inspiration for this video in general, when I told you in the beginning that I minimized a feeling, and that I thought that we all need to stop minimizing our emotions. And then I was like, no, instead actually we just got to stop disrespecting them as a whole, because gosh darn it, there's a lot of ways that we disrespect and dishonor our emotions and ourselves. So the emotion that I was minimizing was fear, and it's like the biggest fear, I think, fear of death. Not in myself, but actually of my cats. So I was having a conversation with, and I just like laughed a little bit. That's minimizing it. It's minimizing my fear, this really deep fear of mine. I was having a conversation with my friend who I speak with. Maybe you're watching right now. What up, friend? You know who you are. And I was saying I was scared all of a sudden that my cat was dying, because Lucy's got a hairball. Poor girl, she's right there. I keep looking at her. Pharaoh's right there. I keep looking at him. And I worry that her hairball is going to get lodged in her esophagus, because Google said it could happen. And gosh, it's like WebMDing for cats. They said that the hairball could, get stuck and whatever. And so I heard a weird sound downstairs and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that my cat is dying. Like in my body, not even my mind. My mind was just like, but my body was like a little bit of fear happening. And it used to be worse. I used to feel just so afraid that Pharaoh, when he was outside, would get hit by a car or he would run away, because he has run away twice. And man, the miracles that brought him back home kind of bring me to, the moral of this story is I was feeling afraid, and guess what? Listening to that emotion, I went and checked on my kitty cat, and she was fine. Okay, so that's like feeling an emotion, allowing it, getting the cat, acting on it. But, I mean, on a bigger scale, a grander scale, sorry, I'm getting my thoughts together here. On a grander scale, this is teaching me trust and to let go of things that I can't control. We can't control death, that inevitable end to our being and to everything else's being. Anything that you can't control is teaching you how to let go. Anything that you're afraid of is teaching you courage. Anything that is annoying is teaching you patience. And anything that you hate is teaching you unconditional love. So on a micro level, we are feeling creatures. We naturally have feelings. Sometimes we know what the cause is. It's right in front of us. Sometimes it's a multitude of things from our past, multiple past experiences all added up in this feeling that we're feeling now. Maybe it's out of place now, but it's valid still. And maybe it's caused by something invisible, like hormones. Humans are hormonal. They cause a lot of feelings and sensations. I don't know if cats are hormonal. Are they? Oh. So, listen to your emotions. They are all valid. Oh my god, the kitty's so cute. I lost my train of thought. Okay. What? So, I got kind of distracted with my kitty cat. I forgot exactly where I was in that sentence. But, feel a feeling. allow it to be and act on it if you can. And on a macro level, know that we're here on this earth and we don't know really why or what's going on, but there is opportunity to learn and grow inherent in every experience that we have. And I don't know if we're supposed to learn certain lessons, or, you know, we're trying to like level up in this like deep soulful way, or in leveling up in learning these lessons that are inherent in every experience. In doing so, maybe we can help others and just like make the world a better place. I don't really know what's up, but there are lessons to be learned here on earth, and I think that feeling your feelings is a step in that direction towards learning the lessons. And one last thought, insight for you is that I believe there is a direct connection, a correlation between how much allowance you have for your own feelings and how much you have for another person's. And so if you truly want to connect with someone, I think it's important, maybe not necessary, but important for you to have allowance for what your feelings are. Because how can you have allowance for, make space for your kitty's emotions if you don't make space for your own? You know? And that's actually very deep, but I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that because I have a feeling this video is getting long and it's time to wrap it up. So, guys, after this video, can you guys build a relationship with your emotions more than you have in the past? Do you think you can listen to them, honor them, and learn from them? I want to let you know that this is a practice. It's not a lesson that you'll learn now and move forward doing. This is a paradigm shift, reframing your perspective on this big part of life, bringing awareness to something that you may have been suppressing for a really long time, and changing the way you live for many of us. And so it's not an overnight shift. You can't eat an elephant in one bite. So just practice, okay? And maybe if you're watching this at the end of 2020, by 2021, you will be feeling things like it's nobody's business. Just like it's your natural way of being, is just like being in touch, acting on being in touch, learning lessons like a mofo. Yeah, so that's all I have today. Thanks for watching, and guys, if you need some space held for your emotions, I can do that for you, okay? I am a trauma recovery coach, and my specialty is holding space for you and your emotions. And while this is a great practice for ourselves as individuals, it was learned interpersonally. You know, we are dependent little creatures as infants on earth. We are taken care of by our parents or our caregivers, whoever they were, and they nurtured us, you know, however they could. But if it was lacking and we learned these relational bad skills, these not good skills, it's really helpful to relearn those skills, you know, and be nurtured in order to learn how to nurture yourself in a relationship, in that sort of setting and environment. So if you guys want to work with me, please send me an email, okay? Or check out my website to learn more. I'd love to work with you too. And that's all. That's all I have to say today. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching this whole video, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.